What's up, everyone? So today I'm going to show you how to install the Spinnywhoosh Sakura Cherry Blossom livery onto your vehicle. Now this will work for really any kind of vinyl or livery or whatever you want to put onto your car. Pretty straightforward, but if it's a little, daunting or a little intimidating, that can happen. So I'm just going to throw something together for everyone so that way you all can see how really honestly easy it is and everyone can really do it. And you'll be able to put it on and it will look like that. So first thing you're going to want to do is get all of your tools together. So right now, what I have here in front of me, you don't necessarily have to have everything here. It definitely helps out. So I got a heat gun. This is to help the adhesive on the actual vinyl itself stick to the car. Got some blue painter's tape, just really any kind of blue painter's tape will work. This will help hold it up to the car so that way you can make it sure that you're putting it where you want to. This really helps too, just a little detailing or hobby knife. Those are very helpful. A little squeegee, a little blade or whatever. Honestly, you can use probably like a credit card or something like that. This has a rubber tip to it so that way it won't scratch your paint or anything. You'll also either want a tack cloth. This is a clay cloth, but I have more success with the clay cloths just to remove any kind of impurities and whatnot from the car so that way the vinyl sticks directly to it. And then a spray bottle. This is just an old spray bottle I had. Just fill it with water just to clean off any kind of excess stuff that you have. So this particular set comes with a lot. I got the deluxe set. It doesn't have all of the vinyl stickers that you can possibly get with the Spinnywhoosh set, but this does come with. So as you can see here, it comes with these two sets. It comes with two sets of these types of branches. You can see they're just slightly different. But it comes with two of those, and then two of the large Sakura cherry blossom branches. It also comes with a bunch of these little small petals and a lot of these big cherry blossoms. So these are already cut. The branches are already cut. These are normally come in strips, and what I've already done is I've already gone ahead and cut them down to size because this will make it a lot easier when you go to put all these petals on. And the car that I'm installing these on is a 2021 DCT in Performance Blue. I've already done the one side, but what I'll do is I'll show you all how to do the other side. Again, very easy. If you have any kind of questions or anything, drop them in the comments. I'll also put links to everything I have here. Not a whole lot that needs to go in it, but Spinnywhoosh, if you don't know who he is, he's got great products, great vinyls. I mean, really anything you can possibly ask for. Really great customer service as well. And yeah, just great all around small business, great guy, great company. So first thing you want to do with any kind of putting on a vinyl on any kind of project like this, want to do is clean the side of your car. Get rid of any kind of impurities. You really should do this after you really wash the car. But I mean, if it's semi-clean or whatever, all you got to do is just really wipe it down, which is why I have the clay cloth, and then I've also got just the regular water. So with the clay cloth in particular, since we're going to be putting this really all along the side here and then a little bit on the hood, with the clay cloth, I just sit here and I spray it. Spray the water all the way down. And then with the clay cloth, I mean, all you got to do is just press semi-lightly. All you're doing is just removing any kind of contaminants and impurities that are on the car. Again, if you have anything else, really doesn't need to be a clay cloth. It could be a tack cloth. I highly suggest at the very minimum a tack cloth to remove any kind of impurities. But see, you can already see some of the dirt and impurities that it's pulling off of the car. And I just washed this thing, geez. But yep, go down the whole side of the car. Basically anywhere the the vinyl is going to go, you're going to want to totally get all the impurities off, get all the dirt, excess wax, tar, I mean, you name it. Pull all that off. It's really all you got to do. You don't really have to like scrub it or anything like that. And then take your microfiber cloth. Just get up any of that dirt, that moisture. You want it to be nice and dry. Another thing too is you don't want it to be super cold when you're doing this. So I would not really suggest doing this, number one, outside, because you don't know, there's dirt particulates floating around, and then you're going to put your vinyl on, and the next thing you know, you got bumps in it, stretch marks or bubbles or whatever it is in it. So don't do this outside. Try to do this in an enclosed space. I'm doing this obviously in my garage. You also want to make sure that you're doing this when it's not too cold. Actually, the hotter it is, the better, because that'll make the adhesive stick better. But that's also why we have our heat gun to help that adhesive stick. So now I'm going to show you some of the first steps to do to put these on. The biggest thing you want to do on this, I would highly suggest take your time. Don't rush it. It doesn't need to be super fast. Take your time. The more time you take, it's going to look that much better. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put the vinyl on first, but we're going to put it on just like this. We'll stick it on and we'll see where the position is of everything that we want to have. So we're going to put obviously the big branch kind of here on the side. And then what I was going to do over here is I'm going to put one of the smaller branches here. And then as you can see the side skirt right there, I'm going to put another branch that kind of arches over the wheel well as well. But again, take your time. We're going to put these three pieces on first. And yeah, I'll show you how to do that now. All right, so this is where we're going to start off with. We're going to put the large branch on here first. So what I like to do is I like to use the blue painter's tape. So this way we can get ourselves like kind of a good position. Get yourself some pretty long strands, go ahead and pull them off. Now, I wax my car kind of a lot, so that's already kind of an inherent problem because the tape does not want to stick to my car. But we will adapt and we will overcome. So this is where I'm going to have it, and I'm having it go all the way from the wheel well. I'm going to have it come all the way across this way. And so you take your blue painter's tape just to kind of see where it's going to fall and to hold everything in place. Again, take your time, no rush. The slower you go, the better it's going to look. But you just get to where you want it to be on the car. If you obviously don't like it, you can go ahead and you can move it anywhere you want, but this is the easiest way to do it. If you have, magnets or whatever, magnets work really good too, so that way you can just kind of, shift everything the way you want to. But once you have exactly where you want it to go, then that's when we can go ahead and start peeling back the vinyl. So now we got the vinyl where we want it to go. So depending on what kind of vinyl you have, again, I'm doing the Spinnywhoosh Sakura, the cherry blossoms right here, but really you want to kind of do this with any kind of vinyl, is you want to start at one end and kind of work your way back. I normally try to start here at the smaller end and then just work your way towards the bigger end. And trust me, it's going to save yourself a lot of hassle if you just go that direction. But what you really want to do is you want to get one side down first. Once you get the one side down, you just slowly start peeling it back. And so we're going to go ahead and start unpeeling it. And what I suggest you do is just take the backer part and just peel it back. So once you got the good position, just go ahead and stick it. And then again, take your time. Take your blade and just slowly get all the creases. Slowly work your way. And what I'm doing is I'm peeling the backer over here. And I'm peeling, I'm pushing it down at the same time. Now, depending on the type of vinyl you're working on, again, see I have like these cherry blossoms and stuff, you want to work your way kind of out from wherever the vinyl is. So see how it sticks right there, so push down. Get all those little bubbles again, just please, please, please take your time. As you can see, I'm going over the seam between the door and the quarter panel. That's fine, we'll come to that later. The goal right now is just to get everything on and kind of stuck. Now, as of right now, if we messed up, we could just go ahead and peel this off nice and slowly, but so far we're looking pretty good. And so then remember what I was saying about the heat gun or the temperature. So it's kind of cool in here. It's in my garage. It's early in the morning. It's only about probably like 60 degrees outside. So this is when you need to get your heat gun. Don't have it on the highest setting, but this is just to activate the adhesive and to make things easier. As of right now, I'm just going to do it in a couple spots just to make sure that the vinyl actually sticks to the car. And that's really it. Then you just keep moving slowly, slowly, slowly all the way down. You don't need to necessarily worry about getting all the bubbles out of the empty spaces here on the backing paper. All you're really concerned about is making sure that vinyl is nice and stuck, and making sure you're getting all those bubbles out of there. Hopefully your car doesn't have a whole lot of dents, or not dents, but body curves and stuff like that, because the less body curves there are, the easier this will be. If you've got like a lot of curves in the door panels or the quarter panels or whatever it is, that can get kind of tricky. Luckily, I don't really seem to have that problem, but it's really just, again, all about taking your time. If you have these creases, like I have a small one here, again, just take your time. Use the heat gun if you need to. I mean, they're like 20 bucks. You can get them at like Harbor Freight Tools. They're not expensive at all. But just go over all the curves. Use your heat gun on occasion just to make sure it's getting stuck. You don't need to hold it on there for that long, just enough to get that adhesive activating. And then yeah, so all I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit more off, just pushing down the vinyl. I don't know if you can kind of hear it, but see, it's popping off, and it's because like I do keep my car really waxed, and it's not really hot in here. So this is why it's important just to really take your time, because it's just going to come off. And then as you get further down to like where this tape is, obviously it's going to get harder to pull this backing off. So all you got to do is just take this blue painter's tape off. Now that we've already got this stuck over here, everything else should pretty much stay in place. But we'll just go ahead and we'll slap that over there. And again, just peel that backer off. Use your blade. You can also use a credit card and just maybe put like a rag around it or something like that. It's just so that way it doesn't pierce actually through the backing tape and then you mess up your vinyl. Because depending on the type of vinyl you have, these can be pretty expensive. All right, so now once you got it all stuck on, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the other end, kind of where we started peeling it back. We're also gonna start at that end, and that's where we're gonna peel it all back as well. So again, take your time, use your blade, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start slowly peeling it back. So we'll cut that off later. As you can see that, we'll cut that off later. But I like to take my blade and just kind of push with my blade this way and pull this way, just to make sure everything is being nice and stuck on there. And yeah, so we go. Now you can see right there, it started coming off a little bit. So again, take your time. Push it down if you need to. Try to go as flat as you can against the car when you're peeling it off. You don't want to pull it off like this, because what you're going to do is you're going to pull the vinyl off. So try to go like this, as flat to the surface as you can when you're peeling it off. And again, just do it very slowly. Here you go. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my heat gun and I'm just gonna go over the whole thing, just lightly pushing on it, making sure that I'm getting all the air bubbles out of it. This will also activate the adhesive, so that way we make sure it sticks. There was a couple times where, you know, some of these kind of sharp points were peeling up a little bit, and that's just because, again, it's kind of cold, the car is cold. You know, if you can leave the car sit in the sun for a little bit, or if it's warmer out, that's the best time to do it. Otherwise, I got to use this heat gun. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some cuts right here with my hobby knife or X-Acto knife, whatever you got. But I'm just going to make a small cut here, and then make a couple small cuts over here as well. When you're doing this, try to obviously keep your hand as steady as you can. But then once you make the cut, then what we'll do is we'll open up the door, and then we'll kind of fold these pieces in right here, so that way it looks nice and seamless. And then we'll also cut off this little bit right there as well. So you take the heat gun. If you have any of these little pry tools, little nylon pry tools, you can really get them anywhere. These are really good for getting kind of in this little area right here to make sure it's nice and pushed down. And then we'll do the same thing for the other side of the door. All right, and there you go. So, not too difficult. Just making sure you take your time, you get all the little creases out. And then, like I said, for this one in particular, we still got all these flower petals and these other branches on there. And but essentially, you're just repeat the same process, kind of put them where you want. You know, just take your time, put them on there, and then it comes with like a lot of flower petals and the cherry blossom actual flowers, and you just kind of stick them wherever you want. But yeah, I'll go ahead and skip to the end. All right, everyone, as you can see, this is the finished product. Again, you just take your blade, any kind of razor, honestly, and just, you know, make little cuts there, and then use your heat gun and push it down. But this is what you get. Did the back. Again, you got to be careful around like some of these little kind of like intricate areas. But yeah, so now the only thing left to do is to put on all the little petals and cherry blossoms, and then we'll be done. All right, and done. All the petals are on there. Extra cherry blossoms. Literally put on the same way, but that's why I cut them down to size, so that way they're easier to put on. But yeah, if you got any questions, comments, put it down in the comments.